Welcome back to the Hindsight Podcast, THP Plus on a Friday night off the back of Chelsea's 5-1 victory over West Ham. We're back with the bang this season, man. We told you guys we're coming correct, so better come correct as far as, sharing, liking, and subscribing on YouTube. We've dropped a video yesterday, or rather this morning, and we're looking forward to seeing how that video does on YouTube. Thanks for all the comments we're seeing on Instagram as well. Thanks for the reception you give Tosin. She tells me she's very, feels very loved by all of that. So luckily is here as well, off the back of that Chelsea 5-1 victory. 100 game for Caicedo in Chelsea shares. I thought it was really good performance from Chelsea. I've made a couple of observations on Chelsea. I think that, Chelsea will be very good, right? But, I want to speak about the build-up. And a lot of people don't speak about this thing a lot because I see that most European teams build with three at the back. Right.
Yeah.
And it's something that has gone under the radar completely. But it gives more credence to what Enzo was saying the other day. That Tosin is the guy that can play center. The way Chelsea play, they play with three at the back, but they start in the formation with four. So it's pretty much a wing-back system, Talk to me about that reality and how it affects the team. It's almost like a diamond at the back, right? Where Caicedo is at the top of the diamond, Tosin is at the bottom of the diamond. You have the right center back and Cucurella on the left. So it's like a diamond at the base of the defense, and it gives the players going forward a great platform to build on. Quick one about that before we get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, start of the game, Cole Palmer was pulled out just before the game started, replaced by Estevao, and then the game started, and then West Ham scored. So it felt like it's about to be, a banter kind of night.
A long night.
We think that they're not common stone, just But somehow they found a way, and I think it was important that the equalizer came very quickly. So the response was very quick. I quite agree with you. I think the way Maresca sets up at the back is very important. And he says this all the time. It's not just because, he likes to build up from the back, but specifically because the defender that plays in the middle of the back three is the one that threads line-breaking passes. So if the defender is not confident enough to bait press and then play the passes, then it becomes a problem. Because if you attempt to bait press and you're not good at it, and then you lose the ball, you put the team under pressure, you can concede. So interestingly, it's like a diamond at the base of the team that then translates into something like a diamond in midfield as well. So Caicedo is at the base of it. You've got your two number 8s, and then you've got the striker that's dropping deep as well. So it's quite interesting. One thing that everybody has been talking about is that João Pedro initially was bought to be a second striker, and then he went to the Club World Cup and started scoring. So it felt like, he's doing well as a number 9. We have to play him there. It was interesting to see him play behind Liam Delap today, but as well as Estevao and 18-year-old.
That delight. Even I said they will say, Jackson, please don't be angry. Jackson, please don't be angry.
See, me, I was saying that I can't. Maybe there's a reason why the coach has decided, Jackson can go, but I'm not a fan of it. At least one more season. Let the guys that you have brought in, settle down.
Yeah,
exactly. Settle down on that. The same thing that happened to Jackson, where it was more or less like he was thrown into the deep. There was no other person to relieve him. He was always playing. Now that you have brought 2 more strikers, you have decided to let him go so that we can all see Liam Delap when he's struggling, or João Pedro when he's struggling. So I definitely don't agree with it. But tonight's game was like somehow was like a Champions League final. After drawing against Crystal Palace, if you don't win tonight, then it's all chaos.
Pressure is on immediately. Yeah. Yeah,
exactly.
I think so. I want to touch base with the team from back to front. I saw it too. Someone said after a few trial versions of, we see the real Sanchez back, that kind of thing. But I like the defensive setup. Structure is really good. I like the midfield. The midfield looks really compact, looks really solid. Looks like they know what they're doing. The attack looks very fluid, in terms of the movement. So I mean that kind of performance, 5-1 immediately brings a lot of, this team has what it takes to do top 4, right? And even push further, right? So that's the consequence of a big win like that, right?
Yeah.
We can blow people away. We can take people on. Look at the team we have. Kopama didn't even play, right? So that's what he says. So that they've set the bar for themselves in many ways. They have to go and win games.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they have to go and tear teams apart.
I think you have to, in the sense that, off the back of winning the Club World Cup, I said, look, for me, what it does the most is the confidence it gives to the team, going into the season. And I believe, you go into the season, you have to have that belief that, look, we have to be in and around, fight. Maybe not being arrogant about winning the title. The Premier League is never easy. But you have to have the confidence to go in there, being and around third place, fourth position. If you don't make the top 4 this season, it's absolutely going to be seen as a disaster. So that's what you have to do. I mean, not read too much into the West Ham win. West Ham have been struggling. They considered 3 against, I think, newly promoted Sunderland, right? So, but it's still a win. It's still a big win. And like you rightly mentioned, scoring 5. The next games, we know how the Premier League works. People are going to be wary of the team. They can score goals. So now we need to defend better. So now Chelsea are going to have more and more difficult games. They're going to find more teams setting up to be very difficult to break down. So your job gets much more difficult from here on out. But they have to accept the challenge and, move on with that confidence that we can do what we need to do and we can score goals.
I think I like the man management of the team very much by Enzo Maresca.
Yeah.
It feels like that he settled that entire, obviously with help from the board, settled that entire noise about we have too many players. Right now, it seems like the team has the amount of players it needs to execute different tactical outfits.
Yeah.
Right. And I just like it feels like whoever comes in almost understands what they need to do with the team. So Estevao comes in today and honestly played maybe similar to the way Palmer would have played in that role, right?
Yeah.
So provides width when, the team is in build-up, right? Or rather, Gusto provides width when the team is in build-up. He comes in. If Gusto comes in, he goes out. It feels like a very nice dovetailing, right, with the team. And I like that very much because you're going to need that over the course of the season where
over the course
you take out one player from the team and put another player. What you want is, obviously players are different, but what you want is players understanding what this player is meant to do with the team. And I see that a lot with PSG, where if momentarily in a game, Vitinha finds himself as centre-back, he knows the role of the centre-back.
Yeah.
And I see that with Caicedo as well these days. If you see Caicedo as centre-back, he knows that this is what this role requires in this period, right, while I'm here. If you see Cucurella at centre-back momentarily, he knows it. Estevao in number 10, he knows. If you see, Pedro Neto coming to left-back, we see Kvaratskhelia do that as well. And I'm not trying to compare the two teams, but what I'm saying is the tactical culture is forming, and you can see this forming.
Absolutely. I think you're right. I think that's the thing that I give Maresca the most credit for. Even with his first season, last season, it feels like there's a lot of clarity with how he communicates what he wants to do. So, because Estevao is 18 years old. He's only trained with the team, just for a few weeks, and it feels like there's a bit of an understanding, even if you can tell that there is still a lot of gelling that needs to happen. But there seems to be like an understanding of roles, what you need to do, how to execute your role in the team. And I think I have to give Maresca
understanding your role and understanding the other player's role in case you find yourself in that role momentarily.
In that position, right? You are right. And just a simple mention for Estevao. I think when you're a kid like that, 18 years old, coming from Brazil, we always talk about the pace of the Premier League. I saw the first half of the game tonight. I missed the second half, most of the second half. And there were moments in the first half where I felt like this kid is finding out what it is to play in the Premier League, because it was intense. At some point, it felt like a little kid running around until he got his assist. But one thing that I've noticed about him is the character. He doesn't hide. He tries to even off the ball. He tries to run. He tries to tackle. He tries to close people down. When he gets the ball, he tries to make things happen. And for an 18-year-old starting his first game in the Premier League, the assist he got, it is typical for an 18-year-old to be very anxious, and then you go and you play too quickly. Very good assist. He took his time, went to the byline, and then brought it out. So I think bar any serious negative occurrence, injury or whatever, I think he should do great things in the future.
Yeah. I also see Enzo has been told to backtrack on the pipe low with the centre back top. Pipe low. We're not signing any centre back. You find solutions. You've told him, Oga, don't play that play with us. We have backed you. I've supported you. Don't play that. Don't play that play with us.
In his last press conference, he said it like 4 times.
Yep. You can tell that there's been a clear. You have to go out there and find a way. The way you take cause a problem, find a way to solve so that kind of thing. But I don't know if you, just before we go, I don't know if you kept an eye on the Nuno Espirito Santo issue at Tottenham, rather Forest earlier today. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the press. I saw a clip from the presser. I don't know what's going on. You know, last season when
I can tell that he's ready to leave. I can tell that
yeah,
he's ready. He's ready to leave. He was like, you know what? I'm ready to go. Yeah, I don't need this.
when the owner walked onto the pitch, they tried to play it down. It's not that serious. The owner is just passionate, wants the team to win. But now that he has come out to say, look, the relationship is not good. For how far he has brought the team, and they're signing new
Yeah.
players, you would expect this season they want that stability. They want to go again. They've played the first game of the season. They won convincingly. I can't imagine where they go from here if they fire him. What does the team, his players, because I want to believe he has a very, very good relationship with the players in the team. How does that affect the players?
I hear that one of the things that actually irked him a lot was Edu, who used to be at Arsenal, blocking the incoming for Adama Traore. And I said, my brother, I understand, but I will also block that Traore because at this moment, you will keep carrying players and or you will bring players, So I hear that's one of the problems. But to segue from that, right? I saw the Bayern Munich, I was just following the scoreline a little bit, right? And it kind of feels like, they have the, how you open the season and you just slap somebody, big scoreline. Any eye on that? Did you see any of that? I think Harry Kane scored a hat trick. No,
say that again.
I think Harry Kane scored a hat trick or something like that. But I saw Luis Diaz goal.
Yeah. For me, I feel like, Luis, you remember when Mane went there, it wasn't that easy. So Luis Diaz going there, getting a goal, first game of the season, I think will be a big deal for him. But Bayern Munich, Leipzig, I expected Bayern, with a win. They're still looking to bring in more firepower. I hear they're looking at Nicholas Jackson and Xavi Simons that Chelsea are trying to buy. The coach was saying before this game that, we're planning he's going to play. I didn't catch the game, actually. I'm going to go look at what happened there if he actually played. This more or less made me confirm to him that, look, that England where I won't go, I need to take the flight very quickly, But it was a game I expected Bayern Munich to win.
Yeah, great stuff for Bayern Munich. I should let you go before you catch. It was 6-0 actually, 6-0. Just confirming the scoreline. Harry Kane scored a hat trick. Lise got a goal. Lise got 2 goals. Luis just got 1 goal, and all that stuff. So yeah, very good results for Bayern Munich. Yeah. That's pretty much it. We just wanted to make a quick touch down on Friday night. Lapile, thank you so much. We're back tomorrow morning, actually. Tomorrow evening, actually, after the round of games. So we'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.